So these are the things which are like necessarily would be taken into course while judging the projects. So yes, definitely. So the point of this call is to get the team leaders and people who have created the teams and people who haven't created the teams, just to give them the walkthrough of the whole hackathon, and in terms of what kind of ideation do they need to do to be part of dAppathon season 2. So we have Pranav with us and Trust with us. Pranav is from the router team. Hey Pranav. And
Everyone.
Trust is from the Bunzz team on dAppathon. So glad to have you guys, both of you here, and they are here to give you an expert advice on how to get started on their technology. Let's say you get started upon. So we would be using a very simple board, and that board is a simple Miro board, and I'll share with all of you so that you can access it. And with Pranav and other people, like, your problem statements are put out here, so you can just go ahead and you can like check it out once. Just a second, let me share that with you. Is my audio better?
Yeah, it's bit.
Yes, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So, Trust, I'll tell you, like, in India, there is a holiday which is going on, and this is regarding Raksha Bandhan, which is Raksha Bandhan and Onam. These are two festivals which are going on in India, and there are so many people who are involved in that. And on this today, like, I really wanted to open things on some other day, but as we are running short on the timeline, I wanted to make it a recorded session for all of the teams which can see the video and move ahead by understanding what the problem statement would look like. The agenda of this call is to make people understand what kind of solutions you need, what kind of use cases, or what kind of types of use cases you need in this program. And this is mostly set out on the problem statement you have shared so far. So first, let me share my screen so that can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So at first, I would give it to router itself, because I would love to understand what are the problems which are already there on routers, like routers dev post page, where you can see the problem and you can go out to seek the resources as well. But Pranav, would you tell us about this problem, and could you explain more about this problem, like what you really require us to do in this?
Sure, sure. So first of all, like this is the given problem statement, but even if you want to do anything which you think like might be useful for the society or the people in terms of cross-chain space, you can definitely build it using router protocol. It's not necessary that you follow this problem statement only, but it's like recommended. So yeah, beginning with decentralized cross-chain identity, like we all know that we have ZK proofs in which like we can have decentralized identities. Like let's say you want to, let's say there is a website on which you want to enter your age. Like you want to tell the website that here this is my age, but you don't want to reveal your age. It's just that the website needs your age to verify uh, for some content, right? So in that case, you don't want to reveal your exact age, but what you want is to give a proof that yeah, my age is like greater than the threshold that is provided by the website. So that is one of the use cases of decentralized identity. So it's very important in today's world because uh, because it is a way by which we can tell some information without revealing the exact information or without revealing the complete information. So it's a very important thing, which is decentralized identity. Now, if we talk about cross-chain decentralized identity, so in case of ZK proofs and all, like whatever like you are using, like whatever libraries you are using for that, the proof there is a verifier contract and there is a contract which is used to create the decentralized identity. Now the thing is, your proof cannot be given to any other chain. This verifiable contract and the contract which is used to create your decentralized identity lies on the same chain. Now this is a very big problem Because let's say you are you are you want to do the same thing, you want to replicate the same thing for a dApp that is present onto some different chain. So it's a problem, right? So hence you want the proof to move from one chain to another. Let's say the verifier contract, the verifiable contract is present on some different chain. Then it's very important to use a cross chain mechanism. It's very important to use a bridge, to use a middleware that can actually send your proof, ZK proof from one chain to another. That is what that is what decentralized cross-chain identity is, and it can be done using router protocol. So we have a library called crosstalk library, which basically helps us in which basically helps two smart contracts present on different chains to communicate with each other. So
Sorry
by
to
using,
jump in on this. Pranav, if you want, you can actually share the documentation as well. Like you can
sure,
share the
sure.
library, for people who are into this. Like we are definitely going to have sessions where Pranav is going to, or the router team is going to tell more about it. But I would highly recommend that if you can share your screen and tell us about what this is all about.
Sure, sure, sure. Just give me a sec.
And feel free to ask any questions by unmuting yourself. This is more of a community call. This is not something which is like very, very specific.
I've shared the link in the chat section. You can just go check it out. And like all the resources that you need to learn in order to build using router protocol is there. So you can just open that link and yeah, you will be able to find it over there. So let me share my screen as well. Uh, yeah, yeah. So this is the documentation of crosstalk library, like which you can read and go through. So it will make you understand all the concepts and everything that you need in order to create a cross-chain smart contract. So it's like very easy. Like you can just go through all these, and let's say I open this one. So here we have overview. One second. Yeah. So here are all the steps which you need, like installing the dependencies, beginning from the installing the dependencies, setting the free pair address, like everything, every step that you need in order to build using router protocol is mentioned over here. And believe me, guys, it's very easy. Just half an hour, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to master this crosstalk library. It's so easy. Like you just need to give your 30 minutes, and within 30 minutes, I'm damn sure you'll be able to master it. And for the people uh, who like to study from the video tutorials, I'm going to be sending that link as well. So like it's a 30-40 minutes video which you can watch, and after that you'll be able to understand the crosstalk library very well. So yeah, just hold on, I'm sending that link as well.
Pranav Sachin have raised his hand. Hey, hi Sachin, glad to see you over here.
Hi Sachin.
Hi, Pranav. How are you?
I'm good. What
Okay,
about you?
Pranav, can you tell us which all chains it will be supporting? It will be supporting EVM-based chains or L1 or L2s because there are a lot of
Yep.
chains.
So right now we have integration for EVM as well as near.
Okay, and that you are covering all Ethereum ecosystem. I'm right?
Yeah, exactly. So right now, like we have Polygon, we have Avalanche, like all the like layer 2 solutions and Ethereum, like EVM compatible chains are there right now as of now, and we have also integration for near.
Okay. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, Sachin.
No, nothing. Sorry, bro.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So, Pranav, if you're done with it, I think I'll move on to the next part, which is Bunzz. And Trust would love to see how people can get started with Bunzz. And as you have given for Bunzz ecosystem, like utilize the Bunzz ecosystem to easily deploy and manage smart contracts on your preferred EVM chain. Like if you can tell us more about this, like how do we do that?
All right, thank you. So I would share my screen, I think now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
fine. All right. So everyone, so this is the Bonds landing page. Bonds is a smart contract ecosystem that allows developers to easily find ready-made smart contract templates and easily manage, deploy them to any EVM-based chain. And to get started, basically, is to log in or go to the Explorer. So the Explorer tab is where you will see different smart contract templates for different use cases. For example, this is a simple ERC20 token that has some really basic and standard functions that you can use to launch your own token on EVM alongside, sorry, hold on. Yeah, alongside other payment splitter contracts, any other contracts that you may like to choose. So you simply search them and click on any one. You can definitely look at the documentation for each of the modules to see if they suit your use case and you can deploy. And once you've deployed them, you definitely would have the ABI and a smart contract address to use for your development on the front end. So this is basically what the smart contracts hub for the Bond ecosystem looks like. But if you did not find any smart contract that suits your use case, you can also upload your own smart contracts and deploy them and easily manage them using the bonds repository feature to upload your own new model templates. Now, although there are a few limitations to the repository, but we're always open to any concerns or questions you may have as you are building on Discord server. And the second service that is open to all those in the who are participating in the dAppathon is the Bonds Decipher. So Bonds Decipher is an AI tool that allows developers to generate smart contract documentation to analyze smart contracts, again on any EVM-based block explorer. Currently supporting Celoscan, BSC scan, FMT scan, Etherscan itself, Polygon scan, Moonbeam, and some others as well. There's also a Chrome extension you can use to simply install on your browser and it automatically generates from any block explorer as you're visiting the page. So this is to just give a quick demo about this just to show how important it can also be during the development stage as well. Just hold on. Okay, yeah. So I would simply copy, this is a smart contract already deployed on Etherscan. So I will just simply copy the URL and return back to a landing page and paste it, generate docs. So it take a while, basically a minute or less, depending on the stability of internet access, then it can definitely be more faster than that. So during the hackathon, you can choose to use either the Bonds ecosystem to deploy your smart contracts, or you can choose to use the Cypher, generate and understand smart contracts documentation analysis. I can choose to use both. So because of certain limitations that are quite rare, but you can definitely work around it. So when you follow the bonds documentation, I'll share the link much later. It's easier to actually use both in any case that you like to have. And of course, we have support from the Discord in case you have any issues with using either the cipher or using the Bunzz ecosystem itself. Okay, so it's taking quite a while to generate this. But yeah, any questions about this you can ask. Just once it's done, I think that will be all for the demo. So one interesting thing about the cipher as well is that you can always edit the code generated from the smart contract using CLI and redeploy them as well to any EVM based any EVM chain, of course, that you would like to do that as well. So it's taking time. Let me see if I could use another contract to show this. Just hold on. But yeah, but any questions you can always share. So yeah, the use case for the cipher, an example would be trying to understand already deployed contracts on either Polygon scan or Etherscan to see if you can either clone the smart contracts to use for your own use case. For example, maybe interested with the batch transfer smart contracts. I can simply copy either the contract's address itself or the URL. Anyone can actually work in this regard. And I can paste it here, generate, and I'm selecting, this is Ethereum itself, confirm, and it's generating. Okay, yeah, so this is done already. So as you can see, it already generated the functions, event, and the code itself. And we have all of the code for this. And then there is a Decipher GPT to ask any questions around the smart contract and how to use that or not. This is the extension. And then you have the CLI. So you want to edit the code for this smart contract, then the CLI comes up, follow the instructions, and it's definitely fine. So there are quite lots of documentation and guides to really get to use each of these tools. And as mentioned, this Discord server is always open for questions around that. So to qualify for the Bunzz price, you can of course either use the smart contract hub to deploy your smart contracts to any blockchain of your choice, EVM based chains, or you can use the cipher to generate documentations, analyze and edit them. You can use both, anyone is fine. If you have any issues with both of the services or products, you can always reach out on Discord. So that's that about Bunzz and Bunzz ecosystem, and then the Bunzz and Bunzz cipher.
I have a question. Do you guys enable developers to build their own templates on your platform as well?
No. Just to deploy and manage the smart contracts.
Okay, thank you.
Rakesh, can I take a little bit from here?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Was that the question? Okay.
No, Pranav wanted to showcase something.
All right.
Thank you so much, Trust. I think, Trust, this question is for you.
Guys, is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Yep. So for the people, since we came late, so I just wanted to tell a little bit description what router protocol is. I forgot to tell about that. So router protocol is simply a cross-chain solution. Router is itself a layer 1 blockchain which helps two blockchain to communicate with each other. As simple as it. Like we have chain A, we have chain B. We have a smart contract deployed on chain A and we have a smart contract deployed on chain B. If we want those two contracts to communicate with each other, the router protocol comes for a rescue. So here is what router protocol comes in for. That is helping two smart contracts present on different chains to communicate with each other. And it's very, very simple. Uh, you can check out this repo. I've also shared the link in the description, in the chat section. And it's just a 20-minute read, and it will teach you how to make a cross-chain NFT. We have NFT, right? We can, but the NFTs are restricted to a single chain. We cannot send it to a person. We cannot send it to a wallet address that is present on a different chain, right? So in order to create a cross-chain NFT, router protocol comes in. We have a library called Crosstalk, which can help you to create a cross-chain ERC 721 instead of a normal ERC 721. It's very simple. Just a 20-minute read. You just need to read this, and you will be able to do it. Just wait a minute. See, this is the code, and believe me, just 7-8 lines extra than your normal NFT, and that simple normal NFT will be converted to a cross-chain NFT. Just 7-8 lines extra. How simple is this, right? And for video tutorial also, I have shared the link. This is hardly like 30 to 40 minutes video tutorial, which you can go through, and it will help you. It will actually teach you how to make a cross-chain smart contract. So creating cross-chain smart contract is no big deal, just 7-8 lines of code extra, and any simple smart contract will be able to convert to a cross-chain smart contract. And like whatever resources you have, we have all the resources like GitHub repository, we have video tutorials, and we have documentation as well. And apart from that, if you need any help, like you can always reach out to us on Discord or Telegram.
Amazing, man.
Sorry?
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you know where to reach out to if you are not able to figure out cross-chain based problems on dAppathon Season 2. So the last and not the least is obviously Spheron. And for Spheron, the problem statements are quite simple and yet easy to use. Like all you have to do is we are trying to integrate more and more. Like if you create something which is mostly cross-chain NFT and you're storing it, you can definitely use our SDK. And how do you do that? Like how do you use our SDK? How do you use our GPT? And even like how do you get started with anything which is around our SDK, our APIs? Or so the first thing is that you need to go to Spheron docs.spheron.network, and you would find most of the stuff which is lying around to help you to get started with it. And after that, you'll see that there is a whole guide to get started with SDK. You can use front end go brr. So yeah, so storage SDK, browser SDK, compute, and even site SDK as well. So yes, you can use it while creating your contract. If you want to store an image, you want to store an NFT, or you want to do anything around it. Now you can directly do that through our CLI. We have a CLI. You can just go out and you can open your terminal and install in your system and get started with it. We have all the commands which you can directly use and create anything around Spheron. So this helps you to get started on Spheron, and you can definitely check our CLI out, and which is very, very easy to use. Like it's a play, like it's basically playing with Spheron, and you can log in. You can like I don't know, like I'm not a great fan of using GUI based platforms. It's mostly like if I can directly do it through my platform itself, I try to do it. And yes, and if you're creating something which is more on the GPT end, so most of you have seen that GPT has something which has come to play. And we have our Spheron GPT as well. And if you want to know about Spheron GPT, you can just go ahead and you can have a look at it. Like you can just go ahead and you can definitely check out our GPT. To check out our GPT, you can just click on check out now, and you would be taken to a page, which is a sweet page. And you can definitely check out like how to install it, how to get started, how to join the early access, and how you can generate code right off the bat. So like if you want to use GPT, it's very straightforward. Like all you need to do is put on commands, which would directly create contracts for you, and which can do a lot of stuff regarding that as well. So highly recommended to do check out the GPT as well. So these are the things which are mostly around it. But I would love to see that what you can think of. Like these are problem statements which are there and which are specific problem statements, as I would say, right? Uh, I'm sorry, I wasn't sharing the screen. Okay. Yeah. So these are specific problem statements, but I would love to know from the mentors and everyone, what do you think can be created using Spheron, Bunzz, and Router? And I think I'll also take one, and you can go ahead and take one as yourself. Like, what do you think? Like, you have a smart contract as a service, you have a cross-chain layer, and you have Spheron as an aggregation layer. What can you build using these three of? And obviously, like, there would be more preservance and more points would be given to the people who are building, which is around all of three. So yeah, feel free to unmute yourself and make it a community call. Don't be so uptight. You can ask any questions, unmute yourself and just don't go crazy. But yeah, you can ask anything and you can actually suggest something which you can get started on. I would highly recommend that. For me, NFT based ticketing system can be a great idea. What do you think, Bunzz and Pranav? Trust in Pranav. Pranav, Trust, would you want to join in on this? Suggesting all of the participants what they can build on, like I think NFT based ticketing and uh gated NFT events. I think this is something which can be built. What do you think about it? And you can definitely like for NFTs you can use no Pranav, you're not audible. And Trust you as well. Like you can definitely chime in on this.
Yeah, yeah. Because their ideas could also be there be like a bounty platform, like a
Oh yeah.
decentralized bounty platform. Yeah, yeah.
And how would you use Bunzz on that?
So there are so one is that there definitely is a payment splinter template module on bonds, and of course there's a ERC20 template token. So there are quite template models on bonds that can smart contract models that are fit for the bounty platform. And of course, if there are existing bounty platforms out there, you can easily find the smart contracts using the cipher and to clone them and adjust in a way and then match where you can match with it. But yeah, there are templates models on bonds that can make it easier to build.
I see. And what do you think, Pranav?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So for the NFT based ticketing system, like simple, like if you're using router protocol, you can just convert that normal NFT to a cross-chain NFT. Simple.
Hmm.
And all the resources have been shared in the chat section. One second, let me do it again. Simple, just 7-8 lines of code extra, and that particular NFT based ticketing system can be converted into a cross chain NFT based ticketing system with just seven
I
eight
see.
lines of extra code.
And I would add on this in terms of Spheron, like you can go ahead and you can store those NFTs Spheron, using Spheron SDK, and also you can use like you can create something which is more of uh, which is more you can use like you can create the contract just out of sort, and you can use Bunzz to do that as well. And in Bounty, I feel Bounty as well. We can and definitely you can all use web hosting too. Like I feel both for router and Bunzz and everything. Like you can actually create something which is more of like if you want to create something which is quite anything, right? You can which has router, and then you have a contract which is through Bunzz, and you can definitely check out. And the last thing you can do, like this is the reason of creating uh dAppathon as well. Like all of the partners which are in dAppathon, you can directly use them. Like you can create something which is like a cross-chain NFT based ticketing, and you can use Bunzz for that contract, and for hosting and storage, you can use Spheron. So I hope like this is something which really puts you on that part. There is one more thing which is really interesting to me. So I just saw that there are a lot of certificates that are being handled. Are you guys aware of like there are a lot of certificates being handled by Upgrad, Udemy, and like so many like front end masters? They give you a certificate when you complete a session. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, yeah.
So certificate on chain, like when you go on LinkedIn, you see that there is like I don't know how each technology would come into play, but let's say from Bunzz we can basically have a contract of uh, like how those certificates would be stored on chain, and like by router we can just correct me if I'm going wrong. Okay, router we can create it like a cross chain certificate storage, and after that on Spheron you can be like you can just like you can use it for hosting, you can use it for storage. Uh, what do you think about this? What do you think about creating on-chain certificate system? Like it gets, you can like create a whole dashboard and everything in Chance, but what do you think about that?
So Bunzz is an auto deployer smart contract platform.
Yeah.
Just okay. So I think like in case of router, like you need to modify that particular code and then deploy it. So I don't know
I
like if
see.
it can be integrated or not, because in case of router, like basic smart contract of any NFT or ERC20, you just need to like have some modifications and then deploy it like manually.
Bunch, can we make like sorry, why do I'm saying bunch? Trust. Can we make changes to the contract on Bunch?
Yes, yes, yes. So right now is manual, but yeah, you can actually copy or download the file codes and export to local development environment. Yeah, to edit them.
Cool, cool, super.
I want
So I think
Also,
to
like
chime in. Sorry, I wanted to just
sorry.
chime in. There was a hackathon that issued on-chain certificates for their like to verify the winning like participants, and it was just a really cool idea that I experienced earlier this year.
exactly like we can create cross-chain NF SBTs for it. So SBTs for like giving that ownership to a particular person, which cannot be transferred to another, and we can also make it cross-chain using router protocol. And in order to like make the simple SBT, I guess like trust, do we have it? Do we have ones for it as well for SBTs?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I lost it for a while. Can you
Yeah.
repeat that?
So can we create an SBT using Bunzz?
No, 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 not at the moment.
Okay, so like we can create a normal NFT, right?
Sorry, be
Norm,
what?
normal NFT, like normal ERC
Yes, yes, yes,
721.
yes,
Yeah. So
yes, yes,
that
yes.
code, like just doing a bit of modifications, we can change it to SBT. And by like importing the router libraries, just 7 8 lines, we can change it to cross-chain NFT, cross-chain SBT basically. And then if we are creating a platform, like let's say kind of an academy or upgrade, in which they give certificates to the people, that particular edtech platform can be hosted using Spheron, if I'm right.
Yeah, and that works. I think so. Yeah, that works.
Prakash, you're not audible.
Yeah, you muted.
Wouldn't creating a whole platform and hosting that whole platform would be a very heavy turn to create it in a hackathon? What do you think about it? Like, I want to create something which is more which is more of an MVP, right? Which is more of like
Okay.
you can go ahead and you can mint your own certificate.
So
Like,
can Spheron be used for storing the metadata for the NFTs?
yeah, it can be. You can use
Exactly.
the SDK to store it. Like, uh, and you can like directly integrate it to the storage as well. And for also like if you would be using any sort of compute, you can just go ahead and you can deploy it from Docker Hub, or you can create a cluster in terms of our marketplace apps as well. Like if you want to deploy Mongo, or if you want to like anything which requires, like, let me zoom it out. Yeah. So which requires you to get started on this. You can just directly go and deploy any node, or like let's say you want to deploy a Drupal node or a SUI node, you can just go ahead and use it. So that's one of the things you can do while doing that. And also there is one more thing I wanted to get you on par with. Like we have just like you can use the API as well. Like if you are creating something, and obviously hosting goes hand in hand. Hosting is something which I would not tell you to do it, because that is so automatic. Like if you haven't used it yet, please, like I would say it's one of the easiest thing that you can do on Spheron. So you can just go ahead and you can deploy anything or any framework which you have based on, like, which we support. So that is there, you can build. And coming back to the idea page. So guys, feel free to unmute yourself and give out what you guys are building, and we would love to tell you how we can integrate Bunzz, Spheron, or Router, or three of them. Sachin, like, you want to tell what you are building?
Can I start with what we're thinking of doing? So like an e-commerce payment solution for uh, so payment indexation.
Commerce
So
payment
just like
solution.
yeah.
Okay. And what does it do?
So in so it allows the payments to be adjusted based on the value of the asset that you're using to pay. So if it's fiat or a crypto that's changing in value, it's adjusted so it's like benefits a seller.
I see. Like, can you elucidate more on what problem is it really solving, and what are you using to create it?
I'm mostly addressing the problem from front end at this moment. I haven't
Okay.
been able to communicate that much with developers to see how they're doing. But yeah, we've just been working on trying to incorporate it into like an e-commerce store. So when, let's say, you pay something with a certain amount of money, if the value of the asset you're using to pay for changes, you want to make sure that the payment is still a fair price uh, to like the value of the good that you're trying to buy.
Okay, that's nice. And what are you using in terms of technology stack? Like in front end, what are you using? What is the back end based on?
Oh, okay. In front end, we're using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And for the back end, we're considering smart contracts with Spheron, and trying to incorporate bonds to automate some of the contract development.
I see. And like Pranav, Trust, you want to chime in on this? You want to tell them what he can use for his
For the
solution?
for the payment, like the cryptocurrencies, again that can be made cross-chain using Router protocol. Like just 7-8 lines of code, And any cryptocurrency, normal cryptocurrency, can be made cross-chain.
The line 7, 8 lines of code would have been routed into making it cross chain. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I cross chain, yeah. And I think for Bunzz, you can use their smart contract template. What do you think, Trust?
Yeah, so there are definitely e-commerce based smart contracts across different use cases. So yeah, you can definitely explore that and see what can help you.
And Spheron, you can use hosting and compute to get started on. Okay. And if you face any issues, we are already here to help you out. We would be doing more of these sessions. Anybody else? What are you guys building? Come on.
Hello, Prakash.
Hello, hey Devesh, what's up?
I'm thinking to build an education learn platform. So I just wanted to know like how to integrate Spheron, Router, and Bunzz together.
So for the certificate part, like you mean a blockchain-based edtech platform, right?
Yeah, exactly, Pranav.
Yeah. So like for the certificates, like you can use Rota protocol to make it cross-chain certificates, cross-chain NFT,
Okay.
basically. And also like for some rewards, if you want to give that, also you can make cross-chain like using Rota protocol.
Mhm.
That is one of the thing. The second thing is, yeah, I guess that's it. Like not going into the complex side.
And like
I
how to use Bunzz you said about the router stuff, and I'll be deploying on Spheron. So like how to integrate even Bunzz along with it.
Yeah, so for bonds, so basically see bonds like a development tool alongside how you normally would build a smart contract or leverage the API of a smart contract to build on the front end. So once you deploy a smart contract on bonds, you can easily use the components to interact with the smart contract on your front end. You can easily use any of Spheron's tool and either any Spheron's tool alongside your own development stack as well. So they can always be combined together. Just look at bonds as a development tool as you would use to either use it as a JS or with the JS to interact with your smart contracts.
Thank you, Trish. Thanks. It was a nice being talking with you guys. Thank you.
amazing man. I'm excited what you build for this season of dAppathon. Anybody else? Roshan, Raju, Vaishali, come on, guys. Tell us what you're building.
Yeah, this is Roshan, and actually, I'm trying to build something like an treasure hunt game. It's basically a
Oh, nice.
GameFi platform. Yeah, you have a treasure at a place, and that particular place will have a certain QR code. Like if you scan through the QR code, you'll be prompted to a place where you need to provide a specific NFT. So only if you have that NFT, you will be able to go into that place. So like as you play more, you will be able to start collecting like more and more NFTs. It's basically like NFT token getting, right? Something similar to that.
Hmm. This is quite cool, right?
Actually.
So, so I think we'll give you the same pill which we are giving it to everyone. Like you can make it cross-chain. You can definitely use the contract by Bunzz, and you can store those NFTs and you can host it. Store those NFTs using Spheron SDK. Host it using Spheron, obviously. And Bunzz, you can create a contract. Router, you can use it to create a cross-chain based NFTs, utility NFTs. So yeah, you can use the whole package, right? If you are
Yeah.
able to execute this, you can win this one. This is quite cool. Yeah, na? So I hope you got it, like how to make it cross chain plus.
Plus, since
Yes.
I guess it is going to be a metaverse, right, Roshan? It's going to be a
Yeah.
metaverse, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. It's basically like a metaverse.
yeah, for the assets and all also, like you can, assets are basically NFTs only. Like metaverse is nothing but a collection of NFT, right? So like not just for the
Mhm.
QR code part also, but for the metaverse land and all, for the trees and all, like you can make it cross chain using router protocol, and you can use Spheron to for the storage of the metadata and for hosting as well. And you can use Bunzz for the smart contract template, not just for the QR code only, but for all the NFTs in the metaverse, all the assets, the land, trees, and all.
Okay. Actually, I'm quite new to the cross-chain router protocol. I need to go through the docs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really simple, I guess. There's 30 minutes video you can watch, like will give you a fair enough idea. If you know how to make an NFT using Solidity, it's a child's play to use router protocol.
Okay.
Feel free to go ahead and tell us about your project. And yeah, guys, what are you building? We're here to help you out to get started with it. And you should be excited, right? Like the timelines are up. So, yep, you have more time to build, you have more time to get started on. Go ahead and tell us about what you're building. Surya, Vinay, Vaishali, go ahead and tell us what you're building, guys. $1,000 years later. Have you seen that SpongeBob me? Yeah, sure. Go ahead, put your idea in the chat. It would be easy for me to paste it. Everybody is waiting for Vishali to complete. Me and my friend are thinking to build a decentralized exchange, basically a Uniswap clone. Okay, this is something which is, I think I can see that all of those technologies can be used, right?
Exactly.
Let's go ahead. Let's Dr. Pranav, Dr. Trust, give them the pill of of, of our docs, how they can use it, and they can get started on dAppathon.
So Vaishali, for the if you are, since you are making a Uniswap clone, we can do cross-chain swaps using middleware contract using omni-chain framework of router protocol. And I've shared the link of the dev docs. You can just check it out. And by using omni-chain framework of router protocol, you can make that Uniswap in which an asset can be swapped on one chain. You can use that omni-chain framework or router protocol to do cross-chain swapping as well. like swapping of an asset present on one chain to another asset present on different chain.
I think for router, Pranav has told you how to get started on. And Vaishali is like, he didn't get it. What you can do is, Vaishali, you can tag him on the Discord channel. Like, are you on our Discord? Everybody is on our Discord. If not, you can tag him. You can get, yes, amazing. They'll get on the call, get started on. But Trust, what do you think? How decentralized exchange can be built using Bunzz?
Can you hear me now? Yes. So is that almost the same as every idea or solution. So whatever concept or idea that comes, there is most likely a smart contract. I know definitely there's a Uniswap smart contracts templates across the V2, V4, V3, and so many other different use cases. So you can always search through to find what contract matches your idea, and also you can also use a cipher if there are any similar dApp or application already live that you are trying to mirror or see how it works. Can always use the cipher to analyze your own smart contracts and pick one or two things that can assist you in your own development as well. So basically, for all ideas, is basically either you find a smart contract template on Bonds that can help you build, or you can use the cipher to analyze existing solutions and help you guide on how you can build yours.
I see. I am pointing it out to. You can just basically create a DEX on Spheron. Like you can use first, you can use our like hosting for sure, and then for your backend, you can use our compute. You can either you can Dockerize the whole image, and then you can use it, or you can use a marketplace app, and then you can use the storage SDK. You can completely create it using Spheron and Bunzz and router, and you can make it a cross-chain thing. So I think the asset can be stored using the SDK, and you can use it to you can either Dockerize your complete application and use the compute, or you can use a marketplace app if you're using MongoDB, or if you're using any of the popular backend-based service. And if you want to know how to do that, you can quickly get started on the documentation. Here is our compute. You can like how do you deploy it from Docker Hub, how you can port map, and how you can get started on that. And you can also see like you can do it like, for example, if it is based on different framework, let's say you're building it on Next.js or Angular or Vue, like whichever framework you're comfortable in, you can definitely host that as well. And yes, you got the CLI, like you can directly do it through the CLI, or you can use our GUI as well. So quite easy to get started on. And like once you want to get started, you can just go and log in and start using Spheron to completely create this. Like, so it's a very easy, so like easy steps to do it, and you can definitely get started today. So yup. So this is how you can do it. This is for public knowledge. Here you go. Here is the board link. Boom, guys. And anybody else, if you have anything, you want to ask anything, we are 3 minutes, only 2 minutes left for the call. So go ahead if you want to ask anything. Feel free to ask us. and we are here for you in your building journey. And this is the dAppathon Season 2 idea board. It's going to be there forever and ever until you build something out of this. Like, that would be much greater, right? So if you haven't turned on your cameras, go ahead, turn on your cameras. Let's take a sweet, sweet picture. Guys, come on. Thank you, Pranav, for being a good friend. Uh, if you are, I don't know, you guys are sitting so that you can't turn on your cameras, that would be. Come on, guys, come on, show me your faces. God damn it. And like, I don't know if you know this rapper, everybody knows him, Eminem. Like, he always says that you're beautiful no matter how you look. So don't worry, we're not going to tag you specifically that you are not looking great in an idea brainstorming session. So still, okay, I am going to take the picture. Trust is like, yeah, Trust is also a good friend. So you see, I have so many good friends who just turned on their cameras. Like, thank you for your support, guys. And let me take a picture. Say cheese. Got it. Yeah. Let me save it. You know, like there is one time I got like around 100 people to open their cameras and say cheese, and I forgot to take the screenshot. That was that was so bad, but I took it. Thank you so much, everyone. And idea, yes, amazing. It was amazing to have you guys even on a holiday or even on a very auspicious day in India, and to get you all together and get started on. We are always here to help you to build whatever you want to, and more love to you. And keep building, and we're here to support you. And do tweet about the session. I'm going to put the image in the session as well, and we're going to share it. So bye everyone. See you when I see you.